Sid.
Hi, Dylan.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm loving the music of the intro. I know we're not listening to it right now, but I when I'm looking back at the podcast editing it, just I thought about saying that last week. I want to say it. But we're back. We're back with some stuff.
We are back. We are
Because
back
we
and
got some stuff to talk about because we were I mean, it was
very,
right at the time when we said it, but then it changed very fast. So
very wrong. Very, very, very wrong.
last week's episode had some stuff that we thought was right, but it turns out things
I mean,
change
to
in
be
F1 very
fair,
fast.
like you said at the time, um, is at the time now? No.
Yeah. So we messed up, well, not so much like we didn't mess up because Mercedes did struggle day one for sure, but they have turned it on. They're
App,
now
yes.
looking better than anyone, which is actually maybe not better than everyone because there's one team that's still kind of out in front, which is a little ridiculous, but
We'll see.
we have to backtrack that statements because obviously we talked about how Mercedes was struggling because obviously Kimi had some car issues in the first test. Um, as of today, he actually was top of the leaderboard, so he was ahead of Oscar, which is
Big
crazy.
day for Kimmy Antonelli.
Kimi's been on it, and George has been Mr. Consistent once again, just always doing what he needs to. It's just kind of crazy considering he won what? Did he even win a race last year? He won one, two races.
Something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I feel he's been so consistent. I'm gonna give the guy the benefit of the doubt. I feel like it should be a George Russell year this year. I don't know what.
I
Just give them
think
just give them in something.
I kind of want it. I want some new blood. George
Give
is
them
always up there, but he's never up there. Like he's
he's
never
just
really ahead of the
consistent.
pack.
He's just very consistent. He's consistently at the top, but he's never above and beyond, I guess you could say.
I will say, if it's anything like testing shows, I think we're gonna get that because the other team that has kind of been popping off is Ferrari.
Yes.
Not that it would be any different because Charles and Lewis have both competed pretty, obviously Lewis is Lewis, and then Charles has competed on the for the championship multiple times, but it's just the fact that they haven't done it in 3 or 4 years. That's just gonna be
Been it.
fun. It would definitely I think we want to see someone other than McLaren and Max, right? Like
I
obviously
know.
we're never gonna not root for McLaren, but it would be
I
fun.
feel like such a little, oh, I feel like such a little hypocrite saying that stuff. I'm like, but no,
I
I,
mean,
I think I feel like I miss the excitement of F1. I feel like we've talked about it a lot before, especially with the lack of teams being able to kind of explore different ways to build the car and obviously make the car better. Like, there's not as much grit and competition, I feel,
that's why first year regulations always is gonna be fun because other teams
anymore.
are eventually gonna catch up with the Ferraris and Mercedes, right? Like there's stuff to catch up on, and when they do, it's just kind of going to be a madhouse, which would be awesome. But it also gives teams the opportunities to kind of put themselves ahead. And like Red Bull obviously did it with the last regulations. Mercedes did the opposite and tanked after the new regulations. It seems like we might be finally getting somewhere with Mercedes and
I'm
Ferrari.
I'm okay with it. Like I said, I'm maybe we'll see Mercedes back in their dominant position as we did a couple years ago. I don't know.
I think it would feed families a Lewis versus Mercedes battle for the championship.
I think it would definitely be
Be,
interesting.
be
I'm
poetic.
I'm excited. I don't know if I'm necessarily more towards like a Lewis championship again, or if I'm more towards like a Charles and George
Well, I
championship this
think if Lewis were to win the championship, he'd retire. So
year.
that's the only thing. Like, do we want to see another year of Lewis next year?
I don't know.
But it's also so hard to even like think that that's a possibility after watching last year.
It
Like,
is. I mean, I don't know what's gonna. We have no idea what's gonna happen to Fernando Alonso. I know he's. I don't know if you saw, but he's obviously upset. So
yeah, I mean, everyone is with Aston because they're multiple seconds off pace. But there was the quote that Max said because they were asking if he would ever race with Fernando as like teammates, and Fernando or Max's quote was Fernando's gonna race until he's 70, so I'm sure we'll be partners eventually.
no
And I was like,
wonder.
all right.
Which honestly, good for him.
That would feed families,
Good
but
for him. Why
there's
not?
also there was talk, this isn't on the script, but I saw something of GT racing. Obviously, Max wants to do it. Max has been in contact with Sebastian Vettel about potentially doing it together in 24 hours of Le Mans. So would be
I feel like everybody loves Vettel. I love Sebastian. He's awesome. So
it's interesting because there was a pairing that I saw because they want to try to keep the Red Bull family, right? Or the pairing, there would be three drivers. Max, Vettel, and Liam Lawson, because Liam Lawson is apparently a great GT driver and just doesn't get the credit because no one really cares about GT as much as F1. But he is a fantastic GT driver. So that was say they were saying that that would be the team.
interesting.
Which is also kind of cool because it's like the generations of Red Bull, obviously, right? Like
Yeah.
Vettel into Max, Max into Liam. Obviously, Liam's not Vettel or Max yet, but
He's yeah. He
would
has
certainly be
potential.
interesting.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that. I kind of like that. And to be honest, I mean, is it what is it? Is it the triple? It's like I'm the
The
triple
Triple
crown.
Crown of Racing is Monaco, 24 hours along, and the Indy 500.
Is it the 85? Does Fernando have it? No.
Fernando's he hasn't won the Indy. He has won 24 hours Le Mans and he's won Monaco. So
Does
he's tied
anyone
for the Indy 500. I believe Mario Andretti does. Let's see.
Andretti would make
Let's see.
sense. Does anybody like I don't think anybody recent does, right? Because I know but the thing is I don't see any of these drivers in Indy 5 aside from like
Okay.
Logan Sargent. Like I don't know.
Two of the three legs. Give me a second.
I forget. I was gonna
Okay, wait. List of Triple Crown winners, events that which make up traditional Indy 500 and Le Mans 24 Hours and Monaco GP and blah 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 are included below. Graham Hill is listed here, and it looks like he might be the only one, which is crazy.
I was
But
gonna say, I don't know if anybody's Andretti would make sense.
I'm looking at it now, right? Drivers listed below have completed two of the three legs for either version of the Triple Crown because one of the versions includes F1 World Championship instead of Monaco. I don't
I
really
feel
know
like it
why,
should
but
be the Indy 5 instead of
yeah. So if you're looking at it, Fernando Alonso has not won the Indy 500. He's won Le Mans twice, he's won Monaco twice, and he's won the World Championship twice. Juan Pablo Montoya, who's the most recent after that, won the Indy 500 twice, won Monaco in 2003, but never won Le Mans. Although he could, in theory, probably do it still. He's still, alive. But
well,
uh, Jacques Villeneuve, I just pronounced it how they always do in the races with the Villeneuve chicane. Won the Indy 5 in 1995 and was F1 World Championship in 1997. Emerson Fittipaldi won Indy 5 twice and was in the F1 Championship twice. Mario Andretti won the Indy 5 and won an F1 Championship, but never won Le Mans or Monaco. I did not know that. So that
interesting.
is interesting. I thought there was a lot more people that did it.
Interesting. Side note, really do want to go to the Indy 5
I
this
think we
year.
should. We probably should.
I really think we should.
We'll discuss. That shouldn't be.
I really think tickets are literally like $50.
That's it? Really?
Yeah, they're so cheap. Look.
Why?
Because it's just the GA infield tickets. They're literally like $50. You can probably get like a seat on the bleachers for like $80.
Huh. That's like just something that you think about, right? It's like all these F1 drivers that have driven IndyCar. It's just like I could never see Max Verstappen driving IndyCar, right? Like
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see any of these people that are currently on the grid other than maybe Fernando Alonso
I can
driving
see
an Indy.
Fernando doing it again because he'll try it. He'll
Other,
absolutely try one more time.
yeah, literally other than Fernando Alonso.
There's no way he doesn't do the Indy 500 again. I think he kept saying that he wasn't going to, but like you have to try, right?
Yeah, look, GA tickets are $55.
That's insane. Um,
Just a side
Alonso
note.
indicated that his pursuit of the final leg, the Indy 500, is likely over, leaving only Graham Hill as the sole holder of the full Triple Crown. But I think if there's anyone that can probably win it, that is alive to do it, Fernando and Max Verstappen. There's no way Max can't do it.
I just don't ever see Max Verstappen in an Indy car unless he's
You
like,
don't, but I don't think he would do it until he wins Le Mans. If he wins Le Mans, then he's going to have to do it just because he'll be one away from it.
yeah, but I don't ever see him in an Indy car. I don't know. It's just weird.
There's no way he doesn't. Max is so like kind of curious of what else other things are
I could
out
see
there. It's
him.
so
I would
obvious.
see like if he wins another like F1 championship and then wins Le Mans, I could totally see him being like, all
I
right, I'm
don't
done
think he
with
cares about
F1.
F1 anymore though.
That's
Like
why I said I can see him being so done with F1 and just being like, all right, something else now.
Max is ruled out pursuing the prestigious Triple Crown with Monaco, blah 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 blah, due to safety risks in the Indy 500.
What?
That I don't understand. You're racing F1,
I feel like
but
if anything, F1's more dangerous than the Indy 5, but
explicitly stated he will not pursue the Indy 500 because it is too risky and he does not want to risk serious injury. Verstappen has expressed strong interest in competing in endurance racing, specifically the 24 hours of Le Mans. So obviously, right now he doesn't want to do the Indy 500. But again, if he wins Le Mans and you constantly see just different safety like changes to all of these whatever racing areas, right? Um, like you saw with F1, he started racing before the Halo was in, and then the Halo showed up, and everyone hated it, and now everyone loves it, right?
yeah,
What's to say Indy 500 doesn't do some changes just to get Max to come do this? Like,
I could see it. I feel like Indy's also like kind of in a way changing similar to how F1 does.
yeah. But I'm curious. Let's just see the list of Monaco winners right now, right? To see who would be able to do it right now if they wanted to, right? Because if we're just gonna go off that, because now I'm curious. I love this podcast because it just gives me stuff to look up and gets me curious, right?
I know that's I feel like I sit here half the time on my phone.
Lando won it. I don't see him doing it because I don't think he would win 24 hours in Le Mans because I don't think Max would let him. Unless they race together, that would be interesting. Um, Leclerc, I doubt it. Max, I absolutely think can.
I think he can. I just don't know if he would. I think is the
I
best way to put it.
agree. Checo, no shot. Lewis, just too old. He's not going to do it. Danny Rick, not going to do it, but it's just funny that he won Monaco. Vettel's possible just because if he races Le Mans with Max,
I could totally see Danny Rick getting into IndyCar.
I can't see Danny Rick get. I can see him getting an IndyCar. I can't see him doing Le Mans.
Not Le Mans, but I could totally see him getting into
But this is
IndyCar.
also if he ever wants to drive anything again, right? Like he doesn't drive.
So,
Vettel I could see because I think if he does it with Max, they're gonna win and then he'll be one away. Nico Rosberg's not racing anymore. Vettel's or Weber's not racing anymore. Jenson Button's done. And then Fernando Alonso hasn't won Monaco since 2007, and he's still in the possibility for this. And then Kimi Räikkönen, Jarno Trulli, and Juan Pablo Montoya, who is how old is he? Juan Pablo Montoya is 50. So
it's doable.
it's doable for sure.
It's doable. I don't
Especially,
know.
I mean,
I don't
yeah, if
know.
it's Le Mans, like you can race if you're 50, it's fine.
I don't know if we'll ever see a triple crown, I guess,
I really hope we do. That'll be sick.
in our lifetime. You know what,
I think
Dylan?
Max will do it eventually.
I think we need to get into racing and get a triple crown.
We needed to get into racing when we were 5 years old.
Five, if not like three.
Yeah. I'm adding my kid into racing. There's not a doubt in my mind.
I support. You know what? See, we will have one in a lifetime, guys. It's gonna be
Exactly.
Dylan's child.
It's gonna be my kid. It's gonna be fantastic. But
I'll support. I'll be a sponsor.
I'll also need to get all the money to, fund it. So
I'll be a sponsor.
if anyone wants to buy any office tech for me, come hit me up because it's going all to the young kids' journey to F1, which will be on the podcast.
I love it.
You got
I love
content for the next 30 years at that point. It'll be great.
it. Love
But
it.
yeah, sidetracked.
Very
Because we
sidetracked.
love talking about the Triple Crown. I want to see it so bad. It'll be sick. But Mercedes, Ferrari obviously figured it out, but the start procedure, I don't know if you've been seeing this stuff.
Ah, dude, they looked horrible.
They looked bad. One
Oh
team
my
that didn't look
God.
bad, I sent you the video on Instagram. I don't know if you ever opened it. You should go open it. Ferrari nailed it again. Like, there's the video I sent you that Lewis was in 10th place on the starting grid. Like, obviously, there weren't as many cars in front of him, like, can do it every one. But his car went like a rocket ship. He was in 10th to first in like before turn one.
Dude, n- aside from Ferrari, they look like actual, I don't even know, dude. Horrible starts. They look horribly slow.
But do you understand why? My dad was walking me through this the other day, just kind of explaining it. But basically, the way that the cars work now is they have to basically spool up, and it uses the battery doing it. So when they get to the line, they are not spooling up, right? And it takes time to spool the car up. But if they do it again, it drains the battery. So the
Yeah.
teams that are getting to the grid early are basically stuck, whereas the teams in the back are already spooled up because they're not sitting there waiting. So
I
when
forget.
the
No, keep going.
So when the lights go off, everyone in the back is screaming forward, but no one in the front is spooled up to actually move, which has
Uh,
caused what we've seen.
which, no, that's so fair because I forget whose onboard video or camera it was, but I want to say it was either Lawson or somebody, but it killed the battery. Like I forget what it was, but it was like it killed the battery on the straights or something like that. I forget who it was. I'll
It's
see if
not
I can.
shocking, unfortunately.
What?
It's not shocking, unfortunately.
But I'm just so shocked. Like I just they seem like tractors. Like they look all like
But
tractors. They're
it's
going
just obvious.
so
It's like it's the new
slow.
regulations. People always have to figure stuff out, but it's just like it's a very concerning that it's this many issues from the beginning. Like they have 2 weeks, 3 weeks to figure this out. Like, ugh, not great.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think whose onboard camera we saw, but it was just like, I mean, you saw like obviously going with the turns, like you saw it recharging the battery, but then on the straight, it just was like gone. I was like, that can't be normal. I forget who it was.
Who knows? But it's probably a mix of everyone. It's not just one
I
specific
was gonna,
person.
I don't
Like
even, Lord only knows where I even saw that. It couldn't even have been this year. I don't know. But obviously the batteries are an issue this year. I think that's
evident for sure.
it.
But it's just like my dad was talking about this with me too. It's like the few teams that have figured it out, right? Look, that being Mercedes and Ferrari. If they actually change any regulations or anything to kind of make sure the other teams catch up because they're so far behind, it just screws them because they figured it out so quick, which is like the Mercedes engine ruling that we talked about last week, right? How the Mercedes figured out the way to kind of go around it, right? All the team complained about it. They want it changed. They're voting on a change. Thank you, average F1 consumer, for explaining this to me in August. So Ferrari's getting, or Mercedes is getting all the benefits from it for basically the entire season. But
It's
at
like
the
a
end, if they just switch it off, like it just changes everything. Like, what's the point of that? Like,
it's I don't know. Like I think I mean we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier before, obviously, but it's exactly what you said. Like it makes no sense for them to be voting on something like that until I don't know. I don't know what's going on this year.
it's just there's
Sorry, I'm
just
trying
issues
to
on both sides, right? Like
search.
teams complaining that they didn't catch this stuff and do it themselves, but also at the same time, which average F1 consumer said in his video, and he's nailed it again. But essentially, cheating in F1 happens all the time. Mercedes just basically didn't need to let it get out. The whole reason it got out is because the guy left for Red Bull and didn't sign an NDA and took it to Red Bull. So,
Like I mean we talked about it last episode too. I mean they're technically not cheating,
I mean, they are, but
but they're not at the same time. Like it's a loophole. I mean it's just the basic definition of a loophole. Like I'm cheating the system. I'm not cheating per se. But again, I don't know. I just have a feeling that it's going to be an interesting season. I feel like we talked about this too. I don't know. It's hard to comment on anything because obviously like what we said last week is nothing what happened this week. So it's like everything's changing. Everything is so dynamic that yeah, God forbid Mercedes is getting voted on in August. Not that I'm like a huge supporter of this, but like they could also end up being like one of the slowest cars on the grid for some other reason. Like
This is screaming that Mercedes is going to win every single race until they vote on that, and then they're going to vote to take it off, and they're just going to crumble from there.
that too. So
That would be
I don't know.
horrible.
It is what it is. Not much we can do about it, but
Not at all.
I don't know what it is. I really don't. If it like I think we talked about it last time too. I think it was more towards Mercedes' advantage too. It was like, why wouldn't you vote on it now to give them some sort of not advantage, but
There has to be just some like middle ground found, right? Like you can't let this go on for the entire year because Mercedes is just going to run away with it. However, Red Bull is also trying to develop themselves, so like they'll probably be around there. But you also can't take it away right now because Mercedes is basing their entire car off
that's
being
what I'm
told that
saying.
they're
Like,
allowed to
I
do
don't
it.
know
So
why
like,
you don't, I don't know why you don't vote on this. It's not like they haven't known for at least a little bit of time now. Like it's if we know, then they obviously,
they
I don't
know
know.
a lot longer than we did. So
Exactly. So it's just kind of like, yeah, a happy ground I think would have been a good place, but I think they chose the latter of
the
that.
extreme, the extreme that didn't benefit anyone. Like
Yeah.
Mercedes is gonna be mad when they vote to take this off, but
I don't know. Whatever.
it's a nightmare as always. But and then the last thing on kind of the technical side of things, but Ferrari's new wing. I don't know if you saw it, but it's kind of cool. It basically like how DRS used to just flip open. It's like Mercedes or Ferrari's wing is going a whole like circle out, and
Yeah,
it's wild.
I was trying to talk about it. It's interesting. It's just basically aerodynamics. It's really cool how people what did I say? It was like they have a differential of like basically -6 or +6 centimeters from like a specific line, and they chose the absolute +6 centimeters. So
I did not hear you say this. Can you explain this more? Because you're the engineer of us two, so let's
not that
hear
I'm
it.
an engineer, I was just reading the article about it, but
You understand a lot better than I do.
they were basically saying like, let's see if I can find it. Hold on. This is coming from Formula One, by the way. Um,
We don't plagiarize here. We just
no, we don't
comment
play
on.
it.
We're like a reaction channel sometimes.
Exactly. But essentially, what they were saying, here we go. Quoting, Ferrari has placed the differential so far back and angled its drive shafts back to such an extreme degree that it opens out this extra volume behind the diffuser in which the aerodynamic aiding bodywork has made possible. So it's basically just made the car more aerodynamic.
Okay. You said a lot of words, and a
It's
lot of it went one out what it is.
essentially just angling it in a way that it's like giving more airflow. If I'm not mistaken, if
Okay,
that makes more sense.
that does make more sense. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
I could be very wrong in my interpretation of that, but that's how I'm understanding it. So it was also kind of mentioning, like I said, like the regulations, you either have a -6 or +6 centimeters and where you can basically place that.
Hmm.
I'm calling it the differential. It's called a diff, but I'm going to call it the differential. But um, long story short, I guess you could kind of see it here.
Long story short is Ferrari seems like they kind of
Need
nailed
more
it.
airflow. Yeah,
They seem like they kind of nailed
I'm
it.
not
So
wrong.
we
But
it's just so wild. I never thought I'd see the year that Ferrari actually is nailing.
it's it's interesting, and I would say that Ferrari's innovations this year are reminding me a lot of McLaren's last year, where we had like the wing that was basically
Illegal that we don't
illegal,
talk about.
but
We don't need to talk about it.
exactly. So it's fine. But no, it's very interesting. And like I said, it's kind of cool that, again, I know the Mercedes is a hot topic, but it's cool to see teams finally kind of
Catch up.
catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is fun, but we'll talk more about Ferrari later. But on the complete opposite end of the spectrum of catching up, because I know I said something about it last week. I'm calling myself out on it. I said that Aston Martin was going to be surprising some people this year because of the addition of Adrian Newey and the new regulations. How could they mess it up? They have Adrian Newey. They messed it up pretty bad because, of course, they did. They are upwards of 3 seconds off the pace of everyone else. That's appalling.
Brutal.
I don't understand how, like, maybe obviously because the original plan when Aston Martin hired Adrian Newey was to just design the car and do all that stuff. He's now the team principal, so he has a lot more stuff going on. But at the same time, he was not the team principal all of last year. Like, what happened? Like, how could they mess this up this bad?
Could have been an interpretation, a very wrong interpretation of this year's regulations, obviously, but like I don't know, I can't say I'm not surprised. I don't know where you were coming from with the whole Aston Martin stint.
My
Not that I
whole
ever
predict reason
really
for it,
believed in
like,
that, but I mean, I would like to see it. Not that I wouldn't like that,
what do you
but
remember? What 2023 or 2022, whenever it was when Fernando Alonso was podiuming for like the first 5 or 6 races of the season because
uh,
Lawrence Stroll decided to pour a boatload of money into the car. Like,
but I
I
mean,
thought we were getting that again.
this could also, God forbid, I don't know if you saw the video, I think from Sky Sports, I think it might have been, but they were basically taking a video of McLaren. I think it was not McLaren, sorry, Ferrari. I think it was Lewis. But you could tell that he was idling longer than he should have to make it seem like Ferrari was supposed to be very slow. And obviously, with kind of what you sent me
Yeah,
today,
but
they're
3
not.
seconds off the pace slow, like you're
I
not
mean, obviously,
idling down to try to hide that much
true.
pace.
It's true. I mean, obviously that's not something you're looking for, but like it could have been an instance where they tried to just decided to change something in the car.
And it also, like, to be fair, people are definitely hiding pace. Like, Max called Mercedes out on it at the first testing. The first day, Max said Mercedes is hiding pace, and the second day, Mercedes came out and wiped everyone. But 3 seconds is crazy.
3 seconds
Like,
is a lot,
you don't hide the
especially
three seconds
F1.
off. You don't hide that. Like,
Yeah, again, I mean, we still have what, 2 weeks-ish, I think, until the start
not
of the
enough
season.
time. Adrian Newey better be up right now. I don't know what time it is right now in England, but
Uh,
he better be up working on this car.
it's late, but we could see something in the beginning of the season, or if not later in the season, that
I mean, it could be a McLaren situation again. The Oscars rookie year when first race of the season, Lando had to pit 4 times and finished dead last, and Oscar was, I believe, 19th because the cars just weren't good. And then by the end of the season, they were not competing, but they were top
we're
of the
up.
midfield. So
Yeah. Yeah.
hopefully, I don't want to root for Aston Martin because I hate Lawrence Stroll. Like, I trust me, I don't like Lance Stroll, but I don't get the amount of hate that he gets. Like, he
I never
obviously annoying, but
understood the amount of
like,
hate
because he
gets.
does
I think
actually have talent. Like, he was
it
podiuming
takes
for his first couple of years.
it takes talent to be an F1 driver, like whether you're good or bad and on the
Which
grid.
actually,
Like, you're still like to get to the point that you're even able to sit in an F1 car and compete, like you're pretty good.
I'm like, if I'm not mistaken, he was on Force India before Lawrence Stroll bought the team. So like, he
Where they
obviously
would
was a pay driver, but he was performing before Lawrence Stroll was there
probably, yeah.
because he was with Checo.
I think he just gets a lot of hate because I mean
Lawrence, Lawrence won a race.
he's a Nepo baby, I guess.
I don't think he won a race, right?
I don't even remember him being on Force India. That was so long ago. Didn't they go bankrupt?
No, the
Or he
owner of
got
Force
arrested?
India got like, yeah, basically arrested and then fled the country, which put his team into like bank ownership, and then Lawrence Stroll bought the team.
I was gonna say I couldn't remember what happened. I knew he went to jail, but I couldn't remember if it was for like bankruptcy or fraud. I can't remember.
Lance Stroll, his best finish ever was a third place finish in Azerbaijan. He also did it in Italy and Sakir in 2020. Did the Azerbaijan one in 2017. He was on pole in Turkey in 2020, so he has a pole start. He was in his best finish actually came at Williams, funny enough. He was third in the Williams. And then Racing Point in 19 to now, so which was Force India. So I'm curious, when did Lawrence Stroll buy the team? When did Lawrence Stroll buy Aston Martin? Lawrence Stroll bought Aston Martin in 2020. So
Sounds about right.
wait. Previously, in August 2018, he purchased the Force India Formula One team, which was rebranded to Racing Point and then to Aston Martin F1. So he actually bought the team in 2018. So he's had it for a while. But Lance was in F1 before Lawrence Stroll bought the team,
Yes.
which is interesting. But
I feel like the hate has grown over the years.
it definitely has because it just like he seems like he doesn't enjoy it. But I don't
Mm.
get the Lance Stroll hate. I'd be okay if you want to race. I think it would be kind of cool. I just want to see new blood, you know. But
Yeah, I agree.
we will see.
TBD.
I'd be shocked if Aston kind of figured it out now, which is good because we're doing our predictions episode next week. So I didn't lock that in yet. So
I'm glad we didn't lock any of that in
I'm
yet.
very glad we did. We had to wait for testing to happen, and now we have some data to go off of. Not that either of us are going to use it. We're just going to go off of our brains, but it's fine.
Exactly.
We'll see. But um, last topic of the day, which is an insane topic that we're even having this conversation again. I said it 3 times today because I never thought that this would ever happen. Ferrari actually is putting us into a position this year where we're starting to have conversations, or at least think about having conversations of if it comes down to a championship fight between obviously Mercedes and McLaren and Red Bull will probably be involved. But in the event that it's Lewis and Charles, which one would they pick to kind of put preferential treatment on? Because I doubt they would do something like McLaren did after we saw how much controversy it brought last year.
I'm gonna have to, I hope they would go with Charles.
Do you hope that or you think that? Because I hope and think are two different things, and that's where I'm at.
Oof.
Yeah,
I
that's a hard one.
I would hope, look, you're gonna make me get my stress toy out. I would hope, I would hope they would go with Charles, right? I mean, he's shown loyalty to Ferrari. I mean, I feel like it's always, I mean, literally his dream. I remember like his whole thing was driving for Ferrari. Do I think they're going to do that? I think it's going to depend on how who performs the best the first couple of
I know, but
races.
we're gonna say that they're dead even on points after 5 races. Who are they picking? Make the decision, Sid.
Or dead even.
In theory, because obviously, if they're dead even, they'll probably just let them race it out. But like,
I would hope they would let them race it out, but I think it depends on contracts. I know I'm bringing another stipulation in, but no, but hear me out because if you have Charles locked in for the next couple years, then I'm going with Lewis. But if Lewis is leaving next year, then I'm going
but
with
we've
Lewis.
also learned that like people can just leave when they want. Like, it doesn't really matter.
True. That
Like,
is true. I don't know. I'm gonna say I hope they would go with Charles, but I could very well see them going with with Lewis.
see, I'm kind of the opposite, actually. I think they would go with Charles because they are so loyal to him. It's very obvious. Like he's their guy, right? He came from where was he before? Oh my God. Alfa Romeo, right? He was with Alfa Romeo, which was really a Ferrari feeder team, right? Um, and just built it up from Ferrari. He's been there for what, 10 years now? Not actually,
Oh
but like
God,
a lot,
forever.
a
Like
long,
basically
long
forever.
time. Um, so I think they would go that way. However, just the storybook ending and the way that it could go out for Lewis if he were to win, they were to do that. Because not only like he would have won a championship on 3 different teams, which is I don't know if I'm sure other people have done it. I don't know how many. I'm gonna look it up right now. So he would have won with 3 different teams. He would have won with Ferrari, which is the best team ever, obviously. He would have brought them back because they haven't won anything since Vettel. It's just so storybook that it would kind of cement him as the best of all time until Max were to like catch up.
Headshot.
Because like it probably puts him ahead of Michael Schumacher because Michael won it with Ferrari among others, but couldn't do it with Mercedes. Lewis is gonna have done it with everyone he's raced with.
I don't know. That's why I said it's so hard. I would hope they would go with Charles in a loyalty standpoint because at the end of the day, if you screw Charles over, he's been the most loyal to you and you're just screwing over your most
Which is
loyal.
why I think they would go Charles. Just
But
like,
again, what do we know about, I mean, from TV shows and everything, just because you're loyal or whatever. Like, I mean, it's like getting laid off. Like, what was I saw on TV the other day was like, I think it was The Big Short, I think is what it was. And like the guy he'd worked there for 16 years and he got laid off. And then
yeah.
right after he got laid off is right before the 2008 crisis happened. You know what I'm saying? Like we've seen stuff like this before. Um,
Looking at it now, there is one driver to win a championship with more than three or more teams. Juan Manuel Fangio, obviously. But he did it in the 50s. So it's been
A while.
multiple team winners. 10 plus drivers have won with two teams. Michael Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton, Alain Prost, Jackie Stewart, Nelson Piquet being some of them. So take that information as you will. I think it would be cool for Lewis to be in kind of a league of his own like that.
It would be very cool. It would be cool. I don't know. That's hard. You're basically putting apples to oranges at that point. It's hard to compare. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we'll
Who
see as
did
the season
Lewis win?
goes.
Or Schumacher won with Benetton and Ferrari?
I believe. Which, another side note,
Yes.
did you hear that Schumacher's officially not bedridden anymore?
I did see that, which is crazy. I'm wondering what that means.
I miss Mick. I wish Mick would come back.
I'm sure he'll be back eventually, but
I don't know what he's up to. I haven't.
I'm like, I'm curious about Michael Schumacher. I think that just imagine how legendary that would be if he just shows up to a race randomly.
uh, no, I want his kid back. I want Mick back.
That would be wild, but I think Mick
Was he?
makes it back eventually. It's just a matter of when.
I really don't know what he's up to. Was he in Indy?
Let's see. He was a reserve driver for, I believe,
I,
Mercedes.
he was a reserve. I remember that two
He
years
is an
ago.
Indy car. Wow, I did not know that.
I thought he was in Indy. Who's he racing for in Indy?
Um, Delara Honda.
Hmm.
That I think this is his first year there, but that's pretty sick to know.
I feel
Imagine,
like I've
imagine
seen
he won the Indy 500. That would be sick. He did endurance racing too. He went Formula One from 2021 to 2022, then was a reserve driver for a year, and then was FIA World Endurance Championship for 2024 and 2025, and now he's an IndyCar.
maybe
So
he's going for the
he's gonna be the Triple Crown winner. Just gotta do it in an unconventional way. Monaco's
maybe.
going last.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Oh boy,
Monica's going last.
we'll see. But yeah, that's all the fun stuff we got today.
Yeah, lots of stuff in the air, to be honest.
Speculation, a lot of it, a lot of just fun banter. I want to see a Triple Crown so bad. That would be sick.
It would be cool. That would be very cool to
God, if
see.
Fernando did it, that would be amazing. But I think Max does it eventually. But oh my God, if Fernando did it.
I agree. It would be very cool to see. A
Mm-mm.
once in a lifetime thing.
He needs to retire from F1 just so he can go do IndyCar for the next 10 years until he wins. But
Maybe we can get what's his face as an honorary step in, you know?
Pato Award,
Yeah.
he hasn't won the Indy though,
He's close. He's been
but he
close.
hasn't done it.
Maybe it's his year this year.
Didn't he go in F1? Isn't he doing something with F1 now? I forgot.
No, he was doing the testing though.
He is a full-time driver in IndyCar. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Remember he did the testing towards the end of the season.
There was a driver that left IndyCar full-time to be a reserve driver in F1, was there not? Or he went to F2 or something like that.
I don't remember.
I don't know, but
Logan Sargent
Triple Crown.
left to go to IndyCar.
Yeah. Colin Herta. That's who it was. Or Colton Herta, excuse me.
Mhm. Sounds familiar.
I remember he was the one that yeah. I remember when we did our drivers predictions. We actually have to find that. I'm gonna look at that right now. You had Colton Herta go to Cadillac.
No, I didn't. I had God, I want to say Jackson
Oh,
Dart. It's not Jackson Dart. It was what's his face from Carolina.
Carolina. I'm looking at it. Hold up.
He's from North Carolina.
Jack Crawford.
Yes, thank you. I want to say Jackson Dart.
I could
Same,
have
same.
swear one of us said Colton Herta. Well, either way,
You might have. I feel like you might have, or maybe I did.
I'm
I don't
looking at
know.
it. I didn't. I had for
Maybe
Cadillac,
we
I had Mick and Checo. So I was halfway there.
maybe we were talking about it. I think he was maybe one of the contenders
Well,
that we were
actually,
back and forth.
I want to look at this real quick. We're not ending this episode yet. I want to see how he did
Okay.
on these drivers predictions because we did this episode 17. We're on episode 34, so it was exactly 17 episodes ago.
Oh, I kind of forgot about that. I'm surprised we didn't do that.
So let's think of this. Red Bull, you had Max and Hadjar, which you got both of them right. I'm gonna count them too. Let's just see. One and one. I had Hadjar and Lawson because I was being an idiot and said Max was gone. Whoops. Mercedes, I had Max and Kimmy. So I'm at two correct.
Okay.
You had Georgia Kimmy, so you nailed that. What a shot. Ferrari, we both agreed that nothing was changing. McLaren was the
Yeah.
same way. I believe Williams was the same way, which is true for all of it. Aston Martin, you had Lance and Alonso. I had George and Alonso. What am I
I forgot
thinking?
about
What
your
was I thinking?
George.
I'm
I
looking at this
forgot
like,
about your
what was I
George.
doing?
I forgot about your George stuff.
Racing Bulls, I had Franco Colapinto for whatever reason. That's outrageous. Um, and Arvid Lindblad. I got Lindblad right, so that's good. Racing Bulls, you had Liam Lawson and Arvid Lindblad.
Yeah.
So you
Did I
got
get
basically everything right. Haas, you
that?
had SD Bestie and Behrman. I had SD Bestie and Behrman. Sauber, I had Hulkenberg and Bortoletto. Got that right. You had Hulkenberg, Bortoletto. You got that right. Alpine, you got nailed. So the only thing you got wrong, which is actually kind of insane, that's nuts actually that you did that. Oh my God. The only one you got wrong was Jack Crawford.
Dang. Would I have him go to Cadillac?
You had him go to Cadillac because you had Botas go to Cadillac too. You got that right.
Yeah.
I
I go
had
Checo was gonna come back.
Alpine with Gasly, I got right, but I had Botas going to Alpine because he was testing for them at that point. I had Cadillac getting Mick Schumacher, which didn't happen, but I had them getting Checo. So you wiped the floor with me on that.
Yeah. Wait, did it's Jack Crawford?
That's nuts that you did that. That's crazy.
Did he ever get a super license?
I don't know. Let's see.
He did. He did get his FIA super license.
How old is he?
He's
Jack Crawford is 20. That's insane.
because I remember talking about this because he was one of the front runners of F2 last season and was on to secure his super license. And it was
He
all
is serving as a reserve driver this year too.
he was contingent on whether he was going to get a super license or not. I remember talking about that because I didn't think Checo was going to come back.
Yep. And he is the reserve driver for Aston Martin this year. So young
Close,
blood coming up.
close
We'll
enough.
see it. We'll see it. But
Close enough.
we're gonna do predictions next week. So I'm gonna have some a chance to kind of make up some ground because that was bad. But I'll always have the race predictions one to me. So season one of that. So
Sure.
but that's all we got for today. So
Good
good
episode.
good episode as always. We
Yeah.
we've got some stuff to talk about next week. It's gonna be a fun one. So thank you guys all for watching. As always, follow TikTok, follow
Like,
the Instagram, follow the YouTube, subscribe, like the video, share with your friends.
guys.
Please, very much please. Twitch coming soon. Shout out Matty Mets.
Money Mets.
We'll see. But
Money
thank you guys
Mets.
for watching. We'll talk to you later. Peace out.